There are endless array of things that can occupy our minds.
But yet, there can only be one thing our brain can focus on, no more or less.
When we choose to occupy the space in our mind to think about something, we are giving up other opportunities and thoughts we could have spent the time thinking.
If the thoughts are constructive and meaningful, that's great, but sometimes negativity seems to take control in the form of complaints, worries, and fears. That's what I consider as mental clutter. Thoughts that serve no purpose and might be even detrimental to our productivity, relationship, mind, and everything we do. I'll say negativity thoughts are inevitable because it's structured in our brain to protect us from incoming threats ever since the Stone Age. This defense mechanism is still in our human nature, and it tends to trigger whenever we feel insecure and uncertain.
And this kind of negative mind clutter is what I'm experiencing currently. My brain feels clouded. Nothing seems to be able to cheer me up. I can't creatively work on new ideas. Even when I'm working on this video, it's tough for me to focus.
And my brain will start to think about things that serve no purpose and imagining scenarios that might or might not even happen. And what's even worse is I'll question myself the what if questions. So there's no other better time for me to create video like this. And I've prepared a few tips for us to declutter our mental clutter like a minimalist. So let me start with the first, that will be sleep. When we talk about a healthy mind, there's no way we can separate it from sleep because that's when our mind rests.
Even though our brain remains active when we are asleep, but it's also the time when it recharges.
If the reason for your cluttered mind is due to lack of sleep, then brain fog might not be something foreign to you.
Sleep deprivation can be nasty. That's when we suffer from lack of focus, can't seem to think clearly, and every decision seems hard to make.
For us to have clear mental space, we can't skip the importance of having sufficient sleep.
Next is physical clutter. If you want to clear your mind, you might want to start with your environment first.
I've talked way too much about decluttering physical stuff, so I shall not go in depth in this. If you are interested in those stuff, you can check out my other videos. But what's important here is an organized and minimal environment can be an excellent way for us to have less distraction, less decision to make, and have more focus.
Time limit.
Let's be negative. Yes, I know it sounds weird, but just for a short while. There's a reason why we will feel stressed, and I don't think that's fundamentally wrong if we know how to use it in our favor.
I know, it's never easy to force ourselves to be happy when we are sad. Whenever negative thoughts seems to occupy my brain, instead of forcing myself to let it go, I'll give myself a time limit for that thought to exist in my mind. Think as much as I want, express all the emotions during this period. Once the time is up, stop whatever thing that comes into your mind. Let them go and continue to work on the things that you need to do. Next is exercise. Exercising is the best way for us to clear the thoughts from our mind. That is also one of my favorites when it comes to removing mental clutter.
Especially running. However, I hate running. I dislike cardio workouts. But I have to say it's rather beneficial when I'm stressed, so I can focus on my breath and appreciating the views. Both of them are good distractions.
Not to mention, that tires me physically and mentally, to a point where there's no energy left for excessive worries.
Not trying to be scientific here, but running and exercising, it helps to reduce our stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. That's also something that helps me to sleep peacefully at night.
From brain to paper.
I know our brain is powerful, but we don't have to waste our energy to memorize things.
When's our next dental appointment? Have I watered the plant yet? Have I paid my bills? All of these menial tasks can be recorded down on your notebook, digitally or physically.
Save the mental energy and space on something more substantial.
That's extremely helpful if your mind is an idea generator, instead of trying to memorize those excellent concepts.
Write it down somewhere so it's easier for us to conceptualize and execute it in the future.
Recently, I've talked about the benefits of having a journal, writing down our thoughts and woes into the book.
That allows us to convert whatever we think of into words.
During the process of journaling, we might be able to critically analyze the situation. We can choose to let go of the negative thoughts or find a solution to solve the issue that is bothering our minds. Meditation.
When it comes to decluttering our mind, the first solution that comes into my mind is meditation. But that's not a simple thing to do. There's so many ways we can meditate.
For example, breathing, guided, mindfulness, doing nothing, and many more.
There's no way I can tell you which is the best, but you just have to try it out and see what fits you in different situations.
Whenever I feel anxious and overwhelmed with stress, I'll search for a quick 10 minutes guided meditation on gratitude on YouTube. That can pull me back from all the self-doubts and clear the what-if questions that pop out in my head.
One key point to note here is meditation is an ongoing process. We have to keep practicing just to get the hang out of it. Just like gymming, the result is not instant, so we have to be patient when it comes to training our brain muscle. Before we continue, let me share with you our sponsor for today, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers thousands of classes covering a wide range of topics from entrepreneurship to creative skills. I've been using it frequently to brush up my skills on video editing, audio, and graphics. And I'm currently halfway through a class by Ali Abdal, Productivity Masterclass. Ali is a doctor who makes YouTube video on productivity. In this class, he introduces different myths, laws, and powers of productivity. If you want to find balance between being extremely productive and yet at the same time not get burnt out by the stress, I'll totally recommend this Productivity Masterclass by Ali. If you are interested, the first 1,000 of you who use the link in the description below will get 2 months free trial of the premium membership. And with that, we'll have unlimited access of all Skillshare classes. Even after the free trial, Skillshare is really affordable with an annual subscription fee of less than $10 every month. And I hope the free trial can help you out and start learning.
Escape to the nature. There's a lot of studies that show nature can reduce our mental stress.
You know, I can't prove it personally, but I do enjoy and appreciate the environment around me. Just with the visual and sound, that allows me to let go of the pain and stress I'm experiencing.
I'm grateful to have those trees outside my window. I have some plants that grow with me in my room. All of this makes me feel relaxed.
It's always better if we can experience it in the wild, but a lot of us have this excuse. We don't have the time. So I have this method. It can't compete with the real experience, but if you want to have a quick relaxation, this is how I do it. I watch 4K videos of forest walk on YouTube.
And most of them are from other countries. It's relaxing, especially when traveling overseas is not the best thing to do right now. Let go of the past.
There's nothing as complicated as letting go of our past. Something so intangible, but yet it hooks on to us wherever we go. Especially those that keep us up at night.
When we are so affected by our past, we try to create false scenarios. For example, if I work harder for that project, I'll probably have a different life now. If only I can treat her better when she's still around. There's a quote from Tim Ferriss. Regret is past tense decision making. When we are looking back at our regrets through the rearview mirror, we are making fake decisions that can't change our present moment. Instead of dwelling too much on the false scenario and overanalyze the mistakes, why not focus on the lesson we learn and move on? Let go of the future. No matter how well we plan for our future, there ought to be hiccups on the journey. We are always worried about the uncertain period ahead of us, creating multiple scenarios for ourselves to solve. Again, it might not be something bad, because it's just a human's defense mechanism to protect ourselves from troubles and dangers. But excessive worries and unnecessary stress are not needed. We might encounter this kind of situation, checking our work emails during the weekends, and realize that there's a crisis that can only be solved on Monday. Despite knowing that it's out of our control for the time being, we still spend the whole weekend worrying about the upcoming emergency. Instead of that, we should let go the need to be perfect all the time. So that's some of the ways I declutter my mind when I'm overwhelmed with my mental clutter. I hope this can help you out. It definitely helped me a lot. If not, I wouldn't have completed this video and probably still lost in my mental clutter. Like always, I'm extremely thankful for you who are watching this video. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can check out my other videos, click the like button or share it with someone you care. I do have a Patreon page where I post the extended version of this video. And that's where you can support this channel monetarily. I truly appreciate the support. Thanks for watching this and I shall see you again next week.